You are listening to Outright Proud Podcast. I am Andrew Schlager, Outright's Corporate and Development Associate. On this week's episode, I'm at the 27th Annual Celebration of Courage Awards and Gala, interviewing special guests and activists. Celebration of Courage highlights Outright's achievements and elevates activists and our allies leading the charge to gain equal rights for LGBTIQ people around the world. On today's episode, we're talking to the iconic music trio Betty, the fabulous actors Barrio from Star Trek and Celia Rose-Gooding, and Outright International's board co-chair Kathy Teo. Here they are. We're joined today with Kathy Teo, all the way from Singapore, one of Outright's board co-chairs. Kathy, welcome to Celebration of Courage.
Thank you, Andrew. Glad to be here.
It's Pride Month in the United States. Happy Pride. But all around the world, we celebrate Pride at differing times. However, it's important to celebrate Pride every month of the year and every day of the year, 365 days. Why do you agree with that statement, and what does Pride mean to you?
Well, because 1 month in the year is just too little time to be celebrating our wonderful queerness around the world. We celebrate Pride because it is a reminder of the historic protests that took place at the Stonewall riots. Years ago, when LGBTQ people have even less rights than we do now. And everywhere around the world, every year, we're actually fighting for more rights, more equality, more fairness, more safety for LGBTQ people everywhere. So it's something that should not be celebrated only once a year and in 1 month of the year, and it's something that continues to that should go on all year round, because Pride is not the only month where queer people around the world are endangered, are discriminated against, or are treated unfairly or in a hostile or dangerous manner in the countries that they live in. So we need to be standing up for LGBTQ people, celebrating our identity, celebrating our queerness, and celebrating our pride all year round.
That's amazing. Thank you, Kathy. And last question. Tonight we are celebrating the courage of, within the LGBTIQ community, of those who are fighting for the human rights of LGBTIQ people everywhere. How do you find this courage within yourself to be 100% authentic?
Because I can't find the courage not to be myself and to be unauthentic. It's better out of the closet, into the sunshine, under the rainbow, and being with other queer people. I don't find that it's something I need to find courage to be. I think that it's more difficult not to be in the closet than to be just out in the sunshine and under the rainbow.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kathy. I'll let you continue down the carpet, but we thank you for your time here today, and I hope you have an incredible evening. We are joined here tonight with Celia Rose-Gooding.
Yes.
The amazing actor. You may know them from Star Trek.
Maybe, just maybe.
And as you know, tonight Star Trek Discovery is being honored with the Outspoken Award for their incredible work telling authentic queer storylines on the screen. Why is this important, and how do you find the courage within yourself to be authentically yourself and tell these storylines?
Of course. First, I just want to shout out the Discovery cast, because what they're doing, especially in this time, is so important. I have so many friends in this cast, and so to know that they're having an opportunity to speak for themselves in a way that is authentic and reflect on queer stories in a way that is honest and relatable and beautiful and aspirational, it means a lot to be able to have a moment to really honor them and applaud all of their hard work, because they deserve it. And being able to be here and just being a queer person in a space in which we're honoring queer people is always a fantastic feeling. I'm inspired endlessly by the Discovery cast, and I'm so happy to be a part of any franchise with them. The Star Trek family is very important to me, but I hold a very special place for my Discovery family because they are doing some really groundbreaking work in the Star Trek universe, and so it's a pleasure to be able to honor them.
That was such an amazing answer. Thank you. I have one last question for you. So it is June. It is the month of June. Happy
Yes, it is.
Pride.
Happy Pride.
Pride Month in the United States.
Thank
But
goodness.
all around the world, people celebrate Pride at different times. And
Oh.
it's here at Outright, we always say it's extremely important to celebrate and honor Pride 365 days a year, 12 months, not just within the month of June. Why do you agree with this statement? Why is this important?
I think it's important to acknowledge the queer community and honor and uplift the queer community year-round simply because we exist year-round and we have persisted through decades, centuries, like millennia and eon of marginalization and discrimination. So it is important to acknowledge that when it's happening and not just 30 days out of a 365-day long year. And so that is why I think it's important to honor this community year-round, because we exist, our struggles exist, our love exists, our truth exists, our joy exists all year-round, and it deserves to be honored when it's happening.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you have a fabulous evening, Celia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you so much.
For those of you listening, Barrio is an amazing actor from Star Trek Discovery, one of our honorees tonight of the Outspoken Award. First and foremost, congratulations, Blue.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
How are you feeling tonight?
I feel good. This feels crazy. This feels really, really insane. But it's Pride, and I'm really proud of the work that we've done, and I'm happy we got to celebrate it this month, right now.
And on that note of Pride Month, it's June. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
But around the world, queer people are celebrating Pride at different times outside of June. Why is it important to honor Pride 365 days a year, not just within the month of June?
Because the world is on fire, and things have been really insanely scary for the past year or two, especially the past few months. I was just saying I always want Pride to be a month of relaxation for the queer community. It doesn't get to be that quite yet, especially not right now this year. I feel like a lot of us feel like there's a huge weight on our backs to do as much work as possible this month, which is unfortunate, but no one's getting any quieter. No one's not speaking up. I hope that the allies especially take this month to be as loud as possible, to be as active as possible in their allyship, because lives are actively at stake. It's no longer something that is maybe coming, it's happening right now. So, yeah.
That's exactly the message that we need to hear.
Yeah.
And as you know, the theme tonight is celebration of courage. We are celebrating courage of queer people around the world. And I wanted to ask you, how do you find the courage within yourself to be 100% authentic on and off screen?
I think I find the courage to be authentic. It comes and goes for sure, and I think it does for all of us. But I have two really great mentors. I have Wilson and Anthony, who were doing this at a time where it was just as scary for them, and they were just as much themselves as they could be. And they never stopped doing that. And they're both, I look up to them so much. I want the kind of career and life that they both have had and are continuing to have. And they are both completely transparent about who they are. So I just try to follow that.
Well, I want to thank you so much for all of your work.
Thank you.
For the example that you set for young queer people who need to see themselves on screen.
Yeah.
Especially for the storied history of Star Trek being inclusive of the LGBTIQ community.
Yeah.
It's incredible to be able to honor you tonight, and I hope you have an amazing evening.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you so much, Blue.
Thanks.
Take care.
You too.
I'm joined with two members of the fabulous music trio, Betty. Welcome.
Yay!
Welcome to Celebration of Courage 2023.
What an incredible night this is. Not only is it a celebration, but you can feel the courage oozing out of this room. It's wonderful.
Outright is one of my favorite places to see, to be seen, go, and be gone.
That's right.
I love it here.
She was the one that told us. We've done galas. Betty's been together for 38 years. We've done a trillion galas, but she said this is the one. Make sure you're there.
I love this organization, and we want to be super involved.
We're so honored to have you joining us here tonight. And Betty has a storied history advocating for LGBTIQ communities. The theme is celebration of courage. How do you both find the courage to be 100% authentically yourselves throughout your journey as a trio, as a music conductor? Because I imagine that it's changed over the years, and when you first started, it was a different climate, and we've seen a lot of progress since then. But how do you find the courage to continue your fight?
You know, Allison is...
Speak for yourself, darling.
Well, okay. Amy, yeah, we started when the climate was very different, and the first gay pride in Washington, D.C. was behind, secluded, under fences. People said, don't tell people that you're involved in the gay pride parade. The record company that was courting us at the time specifically said it. But it's part of who we are and what we wanted to be promoting and what we wanted to be advocating for. Our friends were getting sick at the time. I mean, it was a long time ago. And we decided then and there that we would always stand as a band, as musicians, for things that we believe in and never back down, ever. And now the climate is tricky again. And we can't back down. And we always have to be there. So you're right. It's really hard to be authentic, and it's really hard to just stand up and say, no, we can't do this, and we will do this. That's for other people, too.
And what inspires me, Andrew, is always the youth. More than anything else, when I look at children and youngsters, especially young queer people just finding themselves, it's horrifying to me that the world that was handed to me as an ally, that was handed to me was full of opportunity and chance and beauty and rainbows and color, and that's not the world we're handing on. So that inspires me every day to keep fighting, because it is not fair that they don't get the same opportunities that I did.
Thank you so much, Allison. And we've just been joined by Elizabeth.
Correct.
So now we have the full trio. And I want to end on one question, because it is June. Happy Pride. The celebration is starting, but it should never end. June is not the only month that we should be honoring and celebrating Pride. Why is it important to you all to be able to honor and celebrate Pride 365 days a year?
Well, first of all, two of us are queer lesbians, and one is an ally, and we've been in this fight for our entire time that we've been together, almost 4 decades. And it's important to keep the fight going, because even though it feels like we're rolling back, we're not. It's just the slingshot coming back so we can propel ourselves way more forward, bring the country with us, and have everybody reach equality, happiness, and be able to be their true selves.
And why it should be 365 days is because we know what a party June is. Why not have a party all year long?
Absolutely.
And as long as there's you guys celebrating, advocating, activating, we're going to sing, and we're going to be right there with you.
And we won't stop. We won't stop. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a fabulous evening.
Happy Pride!
Happy Pride! Yes! Take care.